Hello, and welcome to a very special 8-minute demo video series. Today, we're going through a video tutorial on OIS 6.3 Advanced Workflow Design and Best Practice Video Shorts. Yep, these are going to be smaller videos on specific topics. And the topic we're going to talk about right now is policy promotion. Now it's time to talk about policy promotion. And I'm talking about from dev to test to production. And what I'm going to simulate here today is going from dev to production. And our method is export import. So it's actually very easy. So I have a folder here, policy promotion, and within that folder I have a critical process that we've created and we've tested. It uses some variables down here, so you could see in connection I'm using some variables, and then I have some commands, and I'm passing published data, and I'm pretty standard stuff. I mean, you're probably pretty used to it by now. I've used the naming conventions as described in the naming convention and versioning video, and I've also given the policy a version here. And in the variables, if we pop down there, you can see that I've matched my folder structure with that of the policies. So now all we need to do, and we can verify, see I tested it, and my events came out of there as expected, so I'm good to go. I am ready to put this into production. So I'm going to take it from this level here, going to export, and then I don't have any counters or schedules, I don't have any computer groups, and I'm not using any global configurations, but obviously depending on your situation, you would check the boxes that you need. I do have variables. Now I have my file location. Let's put it out on the share, my drop folder, and I'm just going to drop it in here, and this is policy promotion example, and I like to put the date and save. Now it's going to save out there. I'm going to hit finish. In a couple seconds it'll be done processing. Alright, and then you should know this by now. If we're going to actually put this in production, we need to sanitize the workflows next. I have a whole video specifically for sanitizing your workflows and a whole blog post, and I'll reference those near the link on the best practice page for this video. To save time, and because I've already recorded that, we're going to assume that I've done that, and I'm just going to minimize this virtual machine and go to my production virtual machine here. It is a different machine. You can see I have a different structure, and basically I want to bring my policy that I just exported into here. So I'm going to import, go find that file location, drop, and I'm going to bring it in. And I don't have to uncheck these. I'm extremely thorough when it comes to that. And I do have variables, and it's going to bring in a lot of variables because remember, I'm simulating that I did clean up the variables and all that, but I did not for this example, but watch that video on sanitizing your workflows. I'm going to hit finish, and when you bring stuff in and it already exists, you're going to be prompted for a couple things, and you're going to read these carefully. The resource, current time, already exists. Do you want to overwrite the existing resource? Select no to create a new one. If you hit no, it will not replace the actual variable. It will say current time and then paren 2, paren or paren 1, and it'll keep growing, and that's where it can get real messy. That's why you want to sanitize your workflow. I'm just going to hit yes to all. And then because we have a promotion process as export import, it's going to ask me, since you're overwriting the variable, do you want to keep the existing value in the data store? So if this was production, like I'm simulating, we wouldn't want to replace the production value for that variable with my test or staging variable. So I'm going to hit yes because I want to keep the existing production value. And this is going, any replacements, because I hit apply to all, it's going to keep the production. So if you're going to use this process, make sure you keep production, otherwise you got to go back and change all your production variable. And this will take a little while, and I'll be back with you once it's finished. Alright, that's done. Now if we go and look in here, policy promotion, our critical process, and a critical process is checked in. Obviously, there's no log history, and just make sure that your checkboxes are what you want them to be. As from previous video, our recommendation is not to have verbose logging on in production. Alright, now I had existing schedules and variables in here and counters, so we're going to have to sift through those. But you can see here, this is the reason we sanitize workflows. Because while we have the variables we need, we have a whole bunch of other ones that we didn't need. So just keep that in mind. And now, of course, depending on your release schedules for production, you may want to kick this off right away, or whatever that your process deems. For this demonstration, I'm actually going to start it up. Alright, and for this demonstration, since I do have a localhost and incident access database, so if we go into SQL, you can see I even have that computers table, and for demonstration purposes, I have 3 computers in here which are all the same computer, but I wanted to make sure that I can test this and run it appropriately. So I come back in here, go to the workflow, and I could kick it off if it's the time to release this into production. Now that it's imported and everything should work, I'm just going to go hit start. Because we made everything variable and my production and my dev test were mirrors of each other, this should work just fine. Looks like it's already done actually. And there we go. There we got our 3 results. And obviously it resolves to the same name, but it did do these things 3 times if we check the log history. So it did run those crucial commands and sent those priority events from the important data off of the critical process. And that's essentially how you promote from dev test into production. And I even started it up for you. And the environment's completely different, but if you build your policies to be dynamic and the environments mirror each other, you should be good to go when you put everything into production.
We certainly appreciate you watching. Thank you.